Hello, I'm Charlotte and this is the School of Pattern Cutting. In this video I'm gonna talk to you about how to adapt your puffed sleeve pattern, and then also I'm gonna show you how to draft it. We had quite a few comments sort of liking the puffed sleeve and also talking about pleating the sleeve. So as we really love sleeves, we decided to do a more intense course on sleeves. So you're gonna start with adapting your puffed sleeve, but then you're also going to do a series on lots of different sleeve manipulations. So this is a trial of the pattern from the last time, which is your basic gathered puffed sleeve head. So what I want to do this time is to bring it up a lot more. So I'm actually gonna, so at the moment it looks like that, it hangs down. So I want to raise it so it looks like that. So what I'm gonna do now is just get a tape measure. I'm gonna pin this in so I can see for a second, so I can hold up my sleeve. This is quite, so this is how I want it. So I'm gonna measure how far up I want it to go up 4 centimeters, which means I need to add an extra 8 centimeters to my pattern from last time. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how you can adapt a pattern once you've seen it on the trial. So instead of drafting a new pattern, I'm gonna go back to my original pattern and adapt it and show you how to create more volume. So I've taken my original trial of the mannequin just so you can see quickly, and what I want to now do is, as you can see, it's sort of quite a shallow, quite a gentle puff. I want it to go really up. It's sort of quite, I want to become quite Victorian. If you look at some of their patterns, they're really over top and then they went really tight, so you could even put some gathering in here, or you could actually put some darting in there. Make it really interesting. And if you're after really conceptual, really interesting sort of sleeve head volume, have a look at Pierre Cardin from the 60s. And we've got a whole folder on his sleeves on Pinterest because they're really fantastic. He sort of takes a puff sleeve idea but turns it on its head for volume. So I know I want to add an extra 8 centimeters, so 4 centimeters up and 4 centimeters down. So I'm gonna now move on to paper. I've got my original pattern here, and I thought, because so far we've always ever showed you how to draft a virgin, a new pattern, it'd be quite nice to show you the process of how you actually adapt your pattern, because that's what happens quite often. You try something on, it doesn't work or whatever, and you need to adapt your pattern. So this is my original pattern from where Vicky and I drafted it last week, and you can see we added, how much? We added 8 centimeters, and it looked really big, but it isn't actually that big. So I'm now actually gonna cut into it again and just increase that sleeve head. And you know, as we're sort of moving on and evolving the channels, let us know what else you want us to do, and we try to do our best, because we really like to sort of, we have ideas, but they might not be the same as yours. So I need to create my cut lines again. So I'm gonna just redraw my original one, because I want to keep all my volume in the sleeve head. I don't want to move further down. And I'm gonna cut along my middle line, my shoulder line again. And then, as before, I'm gonna create 2 more lines, which are this time 5 centimeters, because we're sort of getting bigger and bigger. And actually I'm going to create 2 more because I really want to spread it out really evenly. And I don't want to have that much more volume. It's now really about the height. So you have to have both, but I want to keep it quite contained. So I'm just keeping it to 5 centimeters either side of the shoulder line, rather than going down my sleeve head. So I'm really keeping it contained. So next I need to cut into all these lines. I'm going to do turn my paper. Now I've cut open all my volume lines. I'm going to cut along here. Okay, and now because what the way I want it to look is like this. So actually I left it attached, but I have to sort of in a second open it up a bit. But just so you can see, I want it to go quite a lot higher. So can you see how much volume I'm creating? So it's going to actually look like this. It becomes really over the top. But what I might do actually is, because I want the volume at the top rather than the side. So this my the front and the back. I might keep it down a bit. So I only move it up a bit and then create all this volume up here. So can you see, I wouldn't have to just redraft my pattern. But this is quite nice if you work on paper because you can really play with it without having to cut into fabric. So what I now need to do is to glue it all onto a new piece of paper, and that's my new pattern. So really important to keep the order of your pattern. So if you want to, you could actually number it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you know which order it goes into, because it can become quite confusing, especially once you start cutting it apart. Then I just need to have some glue. So I'd really like to see your variations of these patterns as well. So if you make it, tag us on Pinterest or Instagram, or drop us a comment below and we have a look. Because it's always great how you can adapt the pattern to make it completely individual. So I want to make these the same height. So I'm going to just quickly draw a little line. So I raised it 4 centimeters. So I'm just going to do a sort of line. So I know both the front and the back are symmetric. So I've only raised them 4 centimeters. So now I want to raise these even more. So I'm going to go right to the top. And I just need to quickly redraw my line. Okay, so I've put some glue on them. What I need to do now is actually draw my middle line, because I want it to be sort of, well, pretty symmetric. So this is my straight of grain, and also the top of my shoulder. That's a really important line to have. And then I'm going to lay these on. I'm going to mark, because I want roughly 8 centimeters. So I'm going to mark my 4 centimeter mark here. So that's the highest I want to go. And I want to sort of keep it really even. So some of it is by eye, but then I'm just sort of pushing it down slightly, and then I'm going to remeasure to make sure it is even. I can see these aren't even. So it's 3, nearly 3, and it goes down to 2, and it's 3, 3, and 3 here. So all I need to do is slightly move this side. So I have got 3 all the way around, and then I push them down. And this is my new extreme Victorian puffed sleeve. So all you need to do now is redraw that line beautifully. So So first of all, I'm going to extend my straight of grain shoulder point line. And then I'm going to redraw this line. So I'm going to start out is a straight angle, 90 degrees, just because it's always quite nice. Have anything sort of which hits the line to be straight, and then I'm going to just redraw my sleeve. So as you can see, I'm actually cutting part of my original sleeve. I'm just going to redraw in black so you can see it. I'm actually cutting part of the sleeve off. So here it's actually gonna go less, but it's because I want to move my volume more towards the top. And what you could even do, because this is our gather line, you could even say, oh, this is a bit too curved. I'm gonna quickly redraw it a bit more shallow. Yeah. Also, that makes it easier to sew if you don't have an extreme line. So then again, I'm just gonna redraw this line, because that's my gather, which I've marked on my bodice as well.
Thanks for watching.
So I'm gonna mark, this is my shoulder point, and then I'm gonna just write on it, gather to 10 centimeters. Okay? So this is your finished pattern. You just need to add seam allowance, mark your notches, because you're going to have your normal notches and then you're going to have your gathering notches, and then try out how it looks. So don't forget to subscribe to get our whole series of sleeves, and I look forward to seeing your versions. Thank you.